Welcome. This video is going to demonstrate how to do a digital advertisement on PowerPoint. Now this digital advertisement we planned out in class time, so what we're now going to do is a quick demonstration and show you how to make one using the features on PowerPoint. So to begin with, I've opened up PowerPoint and I've got a slide in front of me here. Our advertisement is going to have 4 scenes, so what I'm going to do is plan out the background and then add the details and the animation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape. So I'm going to click on Insert at the top, select the Shape button, choose the rectangle, and I'm going to draw a shape to go as a background colour. I'm going to make that black just now because it'll be a little bit easier to see my animation. I'm then going to do Insert Shape once more, and I'm going to draw a rectangle to be the size of the screen or area that my digital advertisement will take up. Just looking to get the right proportions of it really, so something like that. And I'm going to position it in the centre. Now our digital advertisement is for Odeon, so I'm looking to get the background colour to be like a bright blue sort of colour. Not quite that colour, but a little bit lighter. Actually something like that looks quite good. Okie dokie. And shape outline, I'll have no outline on the shape. So I've now got my background in place. I'm now going to duplicate this slide here, so I've got 4 different slides. So right click on the slide on the left hand side, and select the duplicate slide option and do that until you've got 4 options. Okay, so I'm now going to add the details on, so that's the writing in place. On my first scene, I'm going to have the Odeon logo with a tagline saying "We are still fanatical about film," and some animations to go with that. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go onto the internet and get the Odeon logo. So internet, so I'm just going to use Google search. Odeon logo. There we are, so let's take this one here. So if I select the picture, I can right click on it and go copy image, come back to PowerPoint, right click and go paste. When it comes in, I'm looking to get rid of the background in this case and leave just the writing. With the picture selected, I can click format picture, and there's an option for removing the background at the top left. So if I select that, all the purple area is what's going to be removed, so I want to mark areas to keep, so I click there, and I'm going to select the writing. There we are, and then click Keep Changes. I can then drag the writing across to where I like it to go. For this I'm going to actually trim some of the picture away as well. That's the background that's been deleted, but if I click the crop button at the top here, I'll be able to remove some of that. It just makes it a little bit easier for me later on. There we are. So the next part of my design, well, I've got 2 lines going underneath here. So I'm going to click Insert, go Shapes, and select the line tool. And then I'm going to draw 2 lines that should be the width of the writing, so there to there, and it's come in blue, so I'm going to click where it says shape outline here and select white, and then I'm going to select the shape outline option again and go down to weight and make it a little bit thicker. There we are. I can then copy and paste that and use the arrow keys to line it up to get my lines how I like them. In fact, I have both the lines. You can hold the shift key and select both lines and move it up to about there. Underneath this we've got our tagline, "We are still fanatical about film," so I'm going to use the text box option for that, so click Insert, select text box, I'm going to drag out a text box, and this one is "We are still," and underneath that, so exact same again, and this one here we're going to have fanatical about film. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so I can see it's a bit clearer. There we are. So my writing, I need to choose a font for this. So I'm going to select all the words and I'm going to choose a font, and you can just, you get a wee pictures that come up. I'm going to choose Agency for this one. Looks quite similar to the font that Odeon presently uses in the logos. I want to then make this one white, and I need to make it larger. Now I like my writing to go from one side of the logo to the other, so I'm going to play with the size of it. I'm going to make that, actually that looks not too bad. Okay, that fits in quite nicely. And this one here, again I'm going to make it white, make it the same font, so I've chosen Agency, and I might make it not as big. There we are. So I'm going to just line up the writing. There we are. Alignment means to line up the edges here, so that looks quite good. So we're still fanatical about film. Okay, so this one here, the animation happens. Basically, the scene starts with the Odin logo on a bright blue background. The tagline then appears by fading in, and we add an extra animation to the "We Are Still" part to make it emphasise. So what I'm looking to do is go up and click on Animations. Now my tip is to click on the animation pane down, so it opens up down the side, and this will show a list of all the animations that you put on. So I want "We Are Still" and "Fanatical About Film" to come in at the same time. So I'm going to hold the Shift key down and select both of them. There we are. And I can then add an animation. Now we've got quick options here. I can just click the arrow there, and I've got options for entrance animations, emphasizing, which means to make things stand out, animations, exit animations, and actually motion paths as well. So I'm looking for it to fade in, so I'm going to select that. And you can see on the right hand side animation pane, that's my animation being added on there, and you've got a little preview, and if you click the place selected, you'll see what happens. What I want to do is make "We Are Still" have some sort of emphasis as well. So I'm going to select the "We Are Still" box once more. I'm going to click Add Animation, and I'm going to click on Font Color. So I'm looking to change the font color to make it stand out. If I click on this down arrow here and go Effect Options, I can change the color. I'm looking for a nice dark blue here, I think, to contrast with the light blue. And let's animate the text by letter. I want it to go quite quick actually, so let's go Timings, and let's go quite fast. There we are, so I've got a nice animation on my first scene. Okay, I'm going to move on to scene 2. Now for scene 2, what we're looking to do here is have a scene which says "All cinemas open May 2021" and a list of cities. Now for this, I'm going to make things a little bit easier for me. I'm going to come back, I'm going to select this writing here. So I'm going to select it and copy it and paste it in place over here. Now this is going to allow me to have the same font and size I'm looking for. So I'm looking for this part here to say May 2021. I've made the text box full edge of the rectangle, and if I hit the centre button, I'll make sure everything goes in the centre. And I'm going to make it go a little bit larger. There we are, and we'll make it go bold. Now you might notice it's got a number in the corner here. That means there's still an animation on this text box, as you can see over here. So I can select it and then remove that. I'm then going to do the same again, paste in another text box. So I'll select this one here, the top one. Paste that in place. And this one here is going to be "All cinemas open." Again, I'm going to make the text box fill the shape, and I'm going to centre it. There we are. So "All cinemas open May 21." Now on this one here, I'm going to zoom out for this part. We're going to do a motion animation just to show you an example of a different one. So the motion animation, I'm going to have a list of cities coming up and appearing in here. So I'm going to do a new text box once more. And I'm going to bring this text box down. Underneath here, I'm going to write the cities. Now this will be obviously cities that have Aldeans in them. But you can do a bit of research on that part there. Now what I want to do is do a motion animation here. "All cinemas open May 21. That's going to actually start in the centre, so round about there. I've noticed there's some animations on here already, so I'm going to remove those animations. There we are. And I'm going to add some new animations on. So what I'm looking to do is I want all of these to move at the same time in a motion animation. So I'm going to select all 3 text boxes, including the one off the page, go up to where it says Animations, Add Animation, and I'm going to add a motion path. Now what it does, it'll put a motion path on, but you can direct it to go where you want it to be. So "All cinemas open," it starts at that green dot and goes down to this red dot here. Actually I want that to come up the way. So somewhere like that. May 2021 actually starts on that green dot and finishes in this red dot. I would like it to up the way to something like there. And I've got this city one here and I want that to come up the way. Down a bit. Now you can preview your animation, you might need to play with it a little bit. If I click place selected, you'll see that now moves up, and I quite like that, it looks quite nice. Okay, and we'll show you one last thing. Obviously you don't need to see all 4 slides. The last one here, this slide here is going to have a picture instead of the blue background. So I'm going to go back to the internet and I'm going to just search for Odeon. Again, not the Odeon logo. And I'm going to look for some nice images. So I'm going to look for, actually this one looks quite nice, picture of the cinema this time. I'm going to copy this picture. Back I come to PowerPoint, I'm going to paste it in place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by making the picture the same height as the background, the blue rectangle. So I'm going to just line up the top edge here and then shrink it down by dragging the corner in so it lines up like that. I'm then going to then crop it to be the right size. So I'm going to line up that edge there, go to picture format, select crop. I'm going to bring it across so it fits the edge of the rectangle. This one here I'm going to have is COVID free, so I'm going to copy this text box once more and I'm going to change that to say COVID free. Again, remember there's animation on here, so I'm going to remove the animation. There is no animation in this slide for me, so I'm now going to add some images onto this as well, just to make it feel more COVID free, more health and just to emphasise the health and safety aspect of it. So go back to the internet and I'm going to do a search for geometric distance silhouette. Okay, I think we'll use this one. Okay, I'm going to paste it back in place. Now this stage here I'm going to remove the background once more, so I'm going to click format picture. Now there's two ways of removing the background. You could also, instead of just using the remove background option, go to where it says colour and then select set transparent colour, and we can click the white and it'll remove it away. So I'm going to do that in this case. And then we'll colour these, so I can click on where it says colour and I can play with some colour options. Yeah, I think I quite like that one actually. And I'm just going to shrink it down into the corner. Obviously you can add as much detail to that as you like. So that scene doesn't have any animation, and I'm going to do the final scene. The final scene is going to have coming soon, so again I'm going to copy this text here, change it to coming soon. We're then going to have lots of different films appearing on the background which are coming out in 2021. So again I'm just going to paste the writing in and I'm going to put these films in. There we go. So the idea in this scene is we're going to have coming soon fading in, and as well as that the list of films then appear one at a time on the background. So I'm going to click on animations once more. I've still got my animation pane open down the right hand side. So if I select coming soon first of all, I want to do a fade, so I can click that first of all. I then want to do Spider-Man 3. I would like to make that so it flies in. So I'm going to fly in. With that I can have an option across here where it says effect options to make it come in from different directions. So I'm going to make that fly in from the bottom right. And then the second one down, make that fly in from the bottom left. There we are. Now, to make it look even better, what I'm going to do is add some transitions. A transition is an effect that you can do that goes between each scene. So I'm just going to put a fade on each one so that it looks better as it goes between. There we are. And our last thing we're going to do is that we're going to save it as a video file. So to do that I'm going up to slideshow and I can record the show. So I'm going to record the slideshow from the beginning. Now this is the last 20 seconds long. At the bottom corner as the timer, so when I do this I can make sure that it stays within the time scale as I click through it. So I'm going to click record. There we are. So once I've done that I can hit escape, and then to save it I can go file, export, and I can save it as a video. So click the create video option here and click create video. What that'll do is save it to your computer, save it to images here and call it something sensible. There we are. Thank you for watching.